Hey, hey,
What's going on, you guys? How you living? How you living?
welcome
How's life living you?
in.
Welcome to another episode of the Super
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 cinema.
Super
Bro, ho, 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 ho,
Cinema.
ho, ho, ho.
Bros, 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 bros. Tell me what you gonna do when the movie ain't no good. The bros are come for you, cause we're gonna come. Hey, hit 'em up. Anyway, how's it going, Josiah? Hit 'em on my head,
Doing good.
money, honey,
Ah, da,
honey,
da, da,
money. Hit
ah,
'em
da.
up, hey, hibbity, hibbity, bibbity, bitty. All right.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
doing good,
All,
doing good
all,
over
all the
here.
Gen Zers like, man, what K-pop song is that?
I know, right? Yeah. Hmm.
That's a good joke. I'm gonna go ahead and clap up for that one. Um,
Yeah,
how's it
soda
going,
popping.
Josiah?
That's right. We got. Doing well, doing well. This is a an evening time here in SoCali. Doxing ourselves. Yeah, things are going pretty well. I got some new lights. Hopefully, you guys will appreciate. I'm not chilling in the dark right now. Maybe you like the temperature of it. Let me know if it's too cool, too warm. I'll take it in consideration, file it away, throw it in the trash. But
Hey.
we're here because we got a special little movie to talk about.
That's right. Today we will be reviewing Demon Slayer, aka Flashback Gordon Goes to the Infinity Castle. Flashback. Ah, the Infinity goes to the Infinity Castle of Infinity. I should have practiced that, but yeah, you get the idea.
We don't practice things here. That's
No.
not what we're about. No, no, no. Why do you
No,
think
we
we're live?
yeah, no. No, we one take Tonys over here, yo. That's just what it is. That's
Hmm.
just what it
Yeah.
is. All right.
Warts and all.
Um Listen, let me try to give a brief synopsis of this movie.
Yeah.
I think I leave that to you more than enough. So let me try to
All right.
summarize this.
He's pulling his weight today, guys.
Yeah. Um Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is a direct continuation of season 3, I believe, of the Demon Slayer anime. And is it season 4?
Season 4.
Season 4, forgive me. It is the direct continuation of the season finale of season 4. Essentially, the last episode of season 4 serves as both an episode that closes out the season and as a trailer for this movie. And not just this movie, because, and this is not a spoiler, there is a trilogy of movies. That's 3 right there. And Infinity Castle is the first installment of that trilogy. So essentially, the the central protagonists are entering what appears to be final stage battle with the central antagonist, the central villain, uh, Kibutsuji. What's his name?
So for all, I'll do my mini. Yeah, I'll tell you that I'll do my mini summary in the one
Muzan.
in one. Muzan. There you go. There
Oh
you
man, that I don't know. I don't know if the sound cut out, but yeah, Muzan
go.
Kibutsuji.
Yeah.
Muzan Kibutsuji. And
Ibutsuji.
and if you watched the Demon Slayer anime or read the manga up to this point, you have seen the namesake of this movie, the Infinity Castle.
Yes.
You see it in
A
kind
little
of
bit, maybe like two,
you
three
see you
minutes.
see bits and pieces. It's this realm, it's this dimension, it's this place, maybe a series of
Yeah.
places where Muzan resides. It is his domicile, his primary domicile. when he's not on the earth plane or dimension, whatever you want to call it.
Mm.
And it's where his most powerful soldiers, subordinates reside when they're not out doing whatever it is that they do. Um, the more higher up of a demon you are in this world, the more Muzan allows you higher and higher modicums of autonomy. You can kind of just do what you want.
Yeah.
You can feed how you wish to feed. And if you watch the final episode of season 4, the finale, okay, this is kind of spoiler alert. I don't know why you would watch the movie if you
Yeah.
hadn't seen the final episode, but in the final episode of season 4, there's a conversation between basically the leader of the Demon Slayer Corps, a man who is on death's door.
Ooh. Oh man, he
He
looks like
he
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 got
is
leprosy and everything.
he is quite diseased,
Yeah.
and he's there with his wife and with his children. Muzan comes in. It's a very epic scene. It's very, very well done in the anime.
Well
It's
done.
one of those iconic scenes. They have a conversation. I'm not gonna
Muzan,
go.
as you guys will say, is aura farming for like 5 minutes as he's entering this castle.
Oh
This
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
temple, this house. You know.
Absolutely. He goes in and he ends up having a really meaningful, impactful conversation with the leader. I don't remember his name. I'm not good with names, you guys. I apologize. But they have like a really impactful, meaningful, relevant conversation. And again, I don't know why you would watch the movie if you hadn't seen this episode, but spoiler alert, I guess. The main leader, who is on his deathbed, literally, knows that Muzan is going to come to see him and ostensibly probably to kill him. And as a result, they're prepared, and the whole compound is rigged with C4 plastic explosives or whatever it is,
Man.
dynamite,
Mm-hmm.
and this whole thing is rigged to blow.
With little, what was it like? Mikibishi? I forgot what it was called. The little like star caltrops kind of
I
thing.
don't remember exactly how they did it. To be,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I only watched it the one like a year ago. I don't remember exactly how the
Mm-hmm.
spark was lit,
Well, so
but
the explosion happens, and then he discovers that like not only were they like explosives, but the explosives were almost like grenades in that they were littered with like thousands of those little caltrops, spike traps that would like, and
yeah,
then on top of it, there's like some other stuff that like slows down his demon healing. Yeah.
yes. So there's
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of like preparation to
Mm-hmm.
to to destroy his body and to keep him from regenerating.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got various demons that are there, and everybody's. I mean, the main guy, the guy with the spiked ball and chain, he
Yeah.
was ready, and then other of the Hashira, which is basically like the
Tamayo, the
Joni.
demon, also like yeah injects him and like sticks her hand into his body to like slow down and like infect him more or
Yes,
less. Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. So that also happens, and then you
Mm-hmm.
have some of the Hashira, which are the upper level, the highest level demon slayers.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the Jedi Knights. They're like the Jonin from. They're like the Jonin from
Naruto.
Naruto, and they're all converging upon him to finally take him out and to keep him from regenerating
Mm-hmm.
until sunrise. That's
Mm-hmm.
the idea.
Yeah.
But the plan doesn't work. Things
Uh-oh.
don't go according to plan, you should say.
Man,
And then, ba-ding,
it's
ba-ding.
actually a super
They,
dope sound effect they use.
it's super dope. I'm not doing it any justice.
Yeah.
Ba-ding. It's like a quintessential, idiosyncratically Japanese sound effect.
It
You
might
don't
be
hear it
like
anywhere else.
a yamisen sort of
Shamisen,
like
ding,
shamisen.
ding.
Yeah.
There,
Mm-hmm.
there is an old Dragon Ball Z movie pre Super Saiyan, where there's like this similar sound effect. Ding, ding, ding. It's amazing. I love this sound
So
effect.
good.
It's not exactly that sound effect, but it's its own ba-dum, ding,
Hmm.
ba-ding, and then next thing you know, they're all free falling in the Infinity Castle.
Yeah, the
And
Hashira like
you
are
have
just about to hit him. They're like surrounding him from all sides, and that sound effect happens, and then you have the
ba-ding,
wooden doors appear below them and open up
doom, trapdoors. And
trapdoor.
then they're all in free fall. They are all in free fall, and the episode ends with our main protagonist, Tanjiro Kamada, and he's like, I don't whatever I got to do, we will kill you tonight. I'm going to take you out. Your day this is it for you. I will defeat you. And he's in free fall. How's he going to do it? How's he going to stop from falling? Check out Infinity Castle to find out.
Hmm.
And that's where the movie well, that's the movie
So that's
begins.
prior. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so from this point on, spoiler alert.
Well, wait.
The
First give a little summary of this movie real
Oh,
fast.
yes, 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 yes. Okay, I gave a summary of the last episode of season 4.
Yeah.
This movie is the beginning of the battles, plural. So at the end of season 4, Tanjiro, the main character, is, I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to find you. I'm going to destroy you. And he's free falling, right? Roll credits. This movie begins.
Yeah.
This movie is the is the continuation of that narrative.
Hmm.
Now, spoiler alert, the movie begins with a quick flashback from the blind guy with the big ball and chain, and he's having a conversation with the
Hmm.
leader. The leader's like, "Hey, you're the only person I can trust to do this plan that I have, to use myself as bait. Everybody else loves me too much; they'll never go for it, but I can trust you to do it because you know what needs to be done,
Yeah. So
ostensibly."
Giyu Tomioka is the like what was it like Stone Hashira? Um,
Yeah, something like that.
he's talking with their leader who's named Kagaya Ubuyashiki.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And in the chat, in the live stream chat, go ahead and type that 10 times fast.
10 times fast, please.
Kaguya
Right away.
Uyashiki.
Kagaya
Yeah,
Ubuyashiki. Ubuyashiki. Yeah.
Uyashika.
So
Yeah. So
let me help out for a half second. So this like
yeah,
as he said, this movie is the first third of it. This movie entirely transpires within the Infinity Castle, and like he alluded to, there are basically three main battles that happen in throughout this movie, getting our characters closer and closer to finding and limiting Muzan Kibutsuji. So we'll then pop on over into the spoilers section because essentially that's all that you get. You get three main battles and you get like basically three flashbacks, four-ish flashbacks as you go.
yeah. So this movie is basically the opening salvo of this last, ostensibly, presumably, final battle against Muzan,
Yeah.
and they're all trying to figure out how to make their way and navigate through the Infinity Castle,
Hmm.
this seemingly ever expanding um castle metropolis.
Hmm.
That's again, it's called Infinity Castle for a reason. So it's just ever
For a
expanding,
very
seemingly
clear
never
reason.
ending. Yeah. And so everybody's spit out in different areas.
Yeah.
They're not all collected together. That would be way too easy. They're all dispersed. There's a Hashira diaspora in the Infinity Castle.
Yeah.
And we get glimpses of everybody where everybody's at,
Hmm.
but there are three. Is it three? I thought maybe there
Yeah,
was
I think
four. There's
it was
three.
as far as the battles go.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, it's three main battles I would say. Um, two of them that you get conclusions for really, and then there's like four or so flashbacks
Wait.
that
I think you
happen.
get conclusions for all three of them.
Uh, yeah, not quite, not quite.
Well,
since we're
well,
in the
hang on.
spoiler
Okay.
section, we don't get conclusions for the very first major fight that we get, which is with Demon number two. So I mean, he concludes
Oh
fighting
yeah, 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 yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
Hashira member,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes,
Kocho. But then sadly enough, yeah, Kocho loses. So then
yes.
her apprentice shows up. So we don't get a conclusion for that fight though.
No, that's right.
Hmm.
That's right. There's no. It's not the demon's not dead, so it's not concluded. And then we have two others. We have Zenitsu fighting his senpai, his
Hmm.
upperclassman,
Hmm.
who is not one of the upper top three or whatever. He's not one of the
Aigaku,
yeah.
who became
He's not
upper
one of the
rank number 6.
yeah. He's a fairly high rank, but he's not as high up as he's not one of the highest up.
Hmm. Yeah.
Zenitsu fights him. Uh,
And
and
then
then the last
we get the one that we've been waiting for a long time. I mean, there's a couple, but first in particular,
yeah,
Tanjiro Kamado and Gyu Tomioka against Akaza.
Akaza.
Number
Akaza, you will
3.
remember from the Mugen Train.
Mm,
Is that what it's called? Mugen Train.
Mugen Train.
He was the primary antagonist. He was the final boss that
We got
that
our
uh
guy
that the
Kyojuro
flame
Rengoku.
breather, fire breathing. What's his name? I'm blanking on his
Kyojuro
name.
Rengoku.
Rengoku. Rengoku from Mugen Train. This is spoiler for that movie if you've never seen it.
Yeah.
He eventually lost that battle and he died. And he fought valiantly. He died, and the demon was able to escape, avoiding sunlight and his
Yeah.
you know
Hmm.
demise.
Hmm.
So then we get the remix. We get the rematch of that,
We do, yeah.
and not only is it a rematch in the traditional sense where it's just the two people,
Hmm.
because Tanjiro, our main character, was much weaker during that fight. He was not able to really contribute to that fight.
No.
Rengoku was carrying the weight of that fight.
Yeah.
Um, Zenitsu and Tanjiro and who's the boar? The
Uh
guy on the bottom of your shirt.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was starts with the T, right? Um I'll think about it in a second. I'll
Yeah,
find it in a second.
they were
I
all
forget.
busy doing other things during Mugen Train and fighting lesser villains, um, and doing all of that while Rengoku would carried the weight of fighting Akaza. Akaza escaped, and now it's the rematch with Tanjiro versus Akaza and Tomioka, who we really get to see him shine more so than I think we've seen at any other point in the series. We've always had the glimpse of him. He was like the superior water breather,
Inosuke. That was
and
his name.
Inosuke, yes, Inosuke, yes. So, just spoiler alert: Inosuke is the comic relief in this movie. You see a little bit of him. He does some cool stuff, but he's fighting cannon fodder. He's fighting nominal henchmen.
Hmm.
He's dispensing with them. He's making short work of them, but he doesn't have his primary rival in this movie. I am more than confident that either in the next movie or in the final movie, we'll have a good fight with him
Yeah.
and we'll see the
Yeah,
fruits
yeah.
of his training and
Definitely.
all that stuff. But in this movie, he's just comic relief.
Yeah. All right,
And
Austin.
so,
Let me
yeah.
ask you this. What were your overall thoughts about this movie? What would you want to share with the audience at a blush?
Okay. Unlike what the last two Demon Slayer movies that were just recap movies. Okay, for context, um, I think Josiah saw the movie a day before I saw it. You saw it on Friday, right? I saw it on
I
Saturday.
did, yeah. Hmm.
So you're like, hey, just so you know, this is like a 2.5 hour movie. 2.5 hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes movie. So he
Hmm.
said this to me on
35
text.
even. 35.
Yeah. So now I sent them back. Oh, okay. Um, so 2 hours of recap then? Because the last movie had like 30 minutes of new material and it
It
was like an
did.
hour of like 3 episodes that we already saw. I
I
was
know.
furious. I was fuming coming out of the movie theaters. I can't believe
Yeah.
you made me pay to rewatch what I already saw on Crunchyroll. You monsters.
That happened to me, I think,
And
with
so
the first one after Mugen Train. Cause Mugen Train, oh man, fantastic film, fantastic movie.
it's quite
And
good.
then yeah, I mean, it's ultimately my fault for not like doing enough research on. I think there were a couple animes that released a movie afterwards, and it wound up just being a summary with like one new episode of the next season. Not,
Yeah,
it's not
Solo
it.
Leveling
It's
did
not it.
that. But Solo Leveling was pretty clear upfront about what it was.
Yeah.
So, okay, so suffice it to say, I was not a happy camper.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, they did the whole Dragon Ball Super thing where like you have the movie and then they reanimate and make a crappier version of the movie that you already paid to go see in the theaters.
I don't even understand why. I really
So
don't.
that, but I
I never
mean,
did all the
the,
research. I'm sure someone out there knows, but yeah, sorry, continue.
the saving grace of what was it, season 3, where they redid the Mugen Train. They did add some little stuff here and there, but it was annoying. It was super annoying. Um, so anyway, I say all that to say that this movie is not a recap movie. Thank God. Thank you,
Yes.
God.
He listened. Prayers were answered.
So this is
And
a two
same
and a
thing's
half
true for the
hour.
next two movies. So I don't think
Yeah,
actually we're getting any more seasons of anime. It's just these movies.
yeah. I think these movies are going to tie up the series.
Hmm.
So this movie was ostensibly 2.5 hours of new content.
Which equals about 8 episodes or so of a season. So like in its own right, it's a season of Demon Slayer. That said, like there's a different mentality when you're constructing, 8 separate episodes and then one entire movie. So it
Right,
thankfully has that movie experience.
right. So that's a plus. Also, the animation is beautiful. The animation is quite good,
Mm-hmm.
and
Ufotable, man.
the action scenes are quite good. The one that sticks out to me for whatever reason is when the snake blade guy cuts through all the cannon fodder, protecting the butterfly girl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, something about that, like that snake that was going through and like destroying all the little minions. It was just a cool scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Infinity Castle itself, this amorphous, textured, multi-layered construction, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah.
The CG
Ancient
for it is quite good.
Japanese temple slash home looking kind
Yeah,
of design. Yeah.
it's
Mm-hmm.
done exquisitely well.
Yeah.
And sound effects are good. I saw it in Japanese. I saw Japanese. I listened to Japanese voice acting. And I saw it with subtitles. All of that stuff is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and yeah. So my overall impression is like all that stuff is done really well. But man, that Agza flashback was so long. And it was a good
It is.
flashback. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. That's like 30 minutes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's his whole life story, bro. He went through puberty and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. And I was actually surprised by it. I had not known the length of the movie at that point because I should have looked it up before. I mean, typically anime movies are maybe at most like 2 hours, and
Two
that's like really
hours.
pushing it. So like
That's like
before,
Akira. Yeah.
yeah. So like right as they have Akaza like drop in and the fight is like rumbling and about to start, it actually feels like the way they set it up, it could be the end of it,
Yeah, they're
but
wrapping it
the
up.
camera
Yeah.
shots and like the speed of the camera slow mo and you get different takes and stuff from different characters. It feels like
Yeah.
okay, this is the end, and then we're gonna go on and we're gonna have that in the next movie. Nah,
No, but then
that
they
does not
Return of the
happen.
King you
Yep.
on the lava flowing mountain of Mordor, and those big eagles come after the fade to black and the fade back in.
Hmm.
There's another 30 minutes to this movie.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Oh my
Which
goodness.
was great. it took me a half second to be like, okay, I'm starting to get ready to to end the movie and leave. Oh no, no, no. Okay, okay, I got to settle back in. And then we get the flashbacks. Um, yeah, I'll say something about the flashbacks after you do.
Yeah, so all I gotta say is they're just really. It's just was there. Okay, so the Zenitsu and his upperclassman guy. That wasn't that long. It was a decent sized flashback. Did the did the fan guy have a flashback? I don't think he did.
We did get when he was a kid
Oh,
and he was like
oh,
being
that's right, that's
praised
right,
and
that's right.
everything.
He was being praised, so it all went to his head, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah,
But even that wasn't that long.
yeah. It just struck me right now. If you guys are One Piece fans, his story to some degree, he's almost like
Odin,
well, like, yeah, Odin, sure, but no, I was thinking a little bit of the
Doflamingo,
snake princess. I mean, sure, Doflamingo as well. The snake princess in that, like, she has her thing
Luffy,
where she
Zoro,
keep going. You're almost there. uh,
Nami.
almost drawn like Nami, just with black hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I was just gonna say there's a character in One Piece that like is so beautiful and well regarded that like she sees herself as above everybody in a way. So she has some funny memes.
Boa Hancock, you talking about?
Yeah, Bella Hancock. Doesn't she have the whole thing where she's looking down on someone so much that she's like looking up or whatever? But
Maybe. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Anyways, this guy has the same problem. He's like, yeah, he acts like he's altruistic, but he's just truly like looking down on people,
Yeah.
to the nth degree. Yeah.
I'm
Anyways,
doing you a favor by eating you and devouring
yeah,
you.
yeah. But
Because your
they're
life
both
sucks.
they're both connected in that it's he's like a beautiful child, and so there's the problems that have arisen from beautiful children and beauty in society. Anyways, we'll go more into it later, but yeah, we do get his flashback for a little bit,
That's right. I remember now. Yeah.
and then we even get a little bit from Kocho and her flashback, like interacting with her sister for the last time, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, question: in the comic book, was it like several chapters of Akaza's flashback?
Bro, I would have to look that up, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was at least like 2 chapters
Two
dedicated to it.
chapters,
I I,
bro. They stretched this. They
I
got
don't know,
30 minutes
man.
out of 2 chapters, bro.
It's possible.
And none of
Look,
it felt like filler. Don't get me wrong. It all felt like as part of the story. It was just a lot.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
mean, they've set this dynamic up in the anime. Like higher rank monsters. I'm sorry, higher rank
hmm
demons. They get their own backstory. This is a well trodden trope of shonen anime. You know,
hmm
Shishio Makoto had a really dope backstory,
hmm
or Sojiro from Rurouni Kenshin. Who else? Doflamingo from One Piece. Actually, all the major villains for the most part. I don't remember Crocodile's backstory if he had one, but Doflamingo had a good backstory. Lots of villains and main characters had like
hmm
really extensive backstories. So this
hmm
is like a normal thing within Japanese manga slash anime.
Yeah.
Having said that, this was a really, really long excursion into this character's life that's about to die.
Okay.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
So
He's not about to
you're
become a
right.
crewmate on the
You're
Grand
right.
Fleet. He's about to die, but we get to
He's
get his
right
whole life
there.
story.
Yeah. Yeah. Which does make sense for what they do a little bit afterwards. But I will jump on here and say critique for the movie, as with the entire series overall, it's a double-edged sword. You already know what it is. This is kind of like one of the things that makes or breaks your, at least my experience or love for Kimetsu no Yaiba. The flashbacks. The flashbacks are just about every time, and it's just about every time the author gets you to try and sympathize for the demon. Just about every time. I'm gonna say maybe it doesn't happen later on in the series, but yeah, it winds up being a good amount of time as well. And I think it could be potentially placed like elsewhere, I think with Akaza, there was a big kind of like momentum break for me where he was just about beaten, and then we go into his backstory, which is it's to be fair, kind of how it happens with most of the other demons too. It's basically that moment where they're about to die that we get their flashback. So it's like just a bit of a personal slight frustration with it. I do wind up still liking the backstories, but is there a better way that it could have been paced out? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, it's my biggest squabble, which is ultimately a minor squabble. That said, I could see there being a lot of people out there that would be like, "Oh man, like it completely destroys the momentum of these fights." And look, I'll
Yeah,
say you're 4.5 seasons in here. You kind of know what you're gonna get. So,
that's true. That's fair. This reminded me a lot of Sojiro's backstory from Rurouni Kenshin with the lightning
mm,
step.
well,
He's
yeah,
he's maybe my favorite other than Kenshin. He's my second
man,
favorite character. He's smiling, he has no emotion, he's always really happy, and because of that, he has no like bloodlust or malice that's apparent. So when Kenshin is fighting him, his movements seem just like in he's so imperceptibly fast that his moves look invisible and you can only react at the final moment, which puts you at a huge disadvantage. And the only way that Kenshin was able to defeat him was by getting him to access and recall past traumas that made him that way.
yeah,
And then once he caused that caused his psyche to break, and then the bloodlust and the rage and the murderous intent came out, and then his moves were super easy to read for Kenshin after that. And then he uses his final move and blah blah blah. And so this kind of reminded me of that because
Do you mind coming closer to your mic for a second? Sorry.
towards the end
Yeah.
he's having these flashbacks from his master and from his betrothed, his fiance, and it's calling back stuff that he had forgotten because he's been alive presumably for hundreds of years. And so and in defense of the flashback, he was a super major antagonist that we knew about.
Hmm.
He survived the encounter from the first movie. And now the main character, the person that he's fighting, is has undergone a transformation, and we'll talk about that too. That causes him to recall things, which necessitates the flashback
Yeah.
because it's basically explaining how he was defeated. So I get it, but yeah, it's a long flashback. It is a long flashback for a character that's like already got a foot out the door, already on the way out. You're not going to see this character, I don't think, anymore. The body is disintegrated and
Yeah,
he's
definitely
done.
not at all. Yeah. Here, before we get into
So
more detail, let me just say myself overview feelings for the movie real fast. Yeah, I thought this movie was awesome. Um, all potentially close to being on par for Mugen Train. I feel like Mugen Train maybe edges it out a little bit for me, just because it's like it feels like it could almost be more of a contained story. I mean, sure, it's connected to the greater story, but yeah, there's a little bit more conclusiveness in a way. Maybe it's because of us getting all that time with Rengoku and the relationship between Rengoku and our main character. But yeah. Anyways, like, but technically and action wise and everything, man, yeah, this movie is technically even better than Mugen Train is. It's phenomenal. It's really cool to
yeah,
watch.
I this is an easy go see it in IMAX. Go to the theater and see it in
Yeah,
IMAX.
yeah. I actually got to
This
see it
was
in
a lot of
IMAX.
fun.
It is very well worth watching on that giant
I
screen.
did too, and
Yeah.
yeah, I saw it in IMAX, big large screen, and the movie was the better for it.
It's one of those films that
And
you keep
so
waiting for the moment where like the quality drops off in animation or effects or whatever, and it just never comes, man. They they have somehow made this movie the best of their artistic capabilities for the entire runtime. Like it's incredible.
yeah, and so yeah, so just yeah, I thought the movie was a lot of fun. I thought the action scenes were really good. I I knew they were gonna breadcrumb you with Muzan because it's the first in the trilogy.
Yeah,
So I'm not expecting any big reveals on him. I mean, you kind of
yeah.
do see him in his like cocoon. He's kind of gestating. It's like he's in a womb of sorts
Mhm.
and he's growing or recovering or repairing.
So I think
We
the
don't
latest
exactly know
thing
what
that he's
happened.
doing, yeah, I think the latest thing that happened to him that he's trying to recover from is Tomioka is injected, not Tomioka, Tomio,
Kag, kag, kag,
no, no,
not
no,
Kaguya.
the Tamayo, the one
Yeah,
of the female demons, one of the demons that's on their side, on the good guy's side.
he's like a medicine. She's like a medicine woman. Yeah,
She uses a chemical medicine that's reverting him back to human. So he's like actively fighting against that because we see that she's still like attached to him and like infusing him with this the medicine that she is this demon art that she is virtually turned into yeah a human transformation sort of serum or whatever. Um, yeah,
right. And he doesn't
it
want to
is a little bit of
become.
a like minor jump for with him because last time you see him like standing on a platform yelling at Tanjiro like to come find him as he like
Yeah,
disappears. And then the next
yeah,
time you see him, like yeah, he's in this flesh cocoon like hidden deep within the castle.
yeah. And we don't
Um,
know what Tamayo. We don't know what happened to her. You don't see exactly what happened to her.
the last thing we get with her is that she's being like absorbed into him. So she's like
Yeah,
delaying his regeneration, and she's like, "Hurry up, guys! Like I'm about to be fully absorbed." And so, yeah.
yeah. So that's happening. We
Mhm.
see that towards the end, I believe.
I think it's maybe like two
Uh,
thirds at least to the way through.
yeah. This movie does what I like in a lot of anime. Sometimes this is the type of thing where a regular anime will do this for a special episode where like everything's happening but the credits start rolling. I'm like, "Oh, I don't know why, I just kind of like that. The credits
Yeah,
start
yeah, yeah.
rolling, but
Uh-huh.
everything's going on, so you're not
Uh-huh.
wasting time on just watching the credits roll, but like, all right, while the credits are rolling, everything's still in play, everything's going." Um yeah, animes will do that like on a special episode or something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of times they'll end it that way, just to let you know that up until the very end, what's happening is meaningful.
Hmm.
So I like that,
Yeah.
and this movie does that, and I imagine that the other two installments are going to do that as well.
Yeah. Let me throw out one little interesting detail that uh just popped in my mind regarding like the castle and everything. So if you
Yeah,
are by any chance someone that like needs to know where everything is happening at any given time, like almost needs to know like have that mental map of like where all the players are. This movie's maybe a little frustrating in that because it's like this three-dimensional, castle.
Ch-
It's just all
yeah,
over the place. So like, yeah, you never get a moment in which you know exactly where everyone is specifically in location show. I mean, there are a couple moments where um Ubiyashiki's son and I think daughter, they're
and
like
daughter. Yeah,
yeah, they're using the maps and using the crows flying around to like try and map
yeah.
everything and find
They're the
Kibutsuji.
children that survived that weren't part of
Yeah.
that the blast and the explosion.
Yeah. You will get a couple moments here and there, like seeing the main heroes like as little dots on their little map, going towards like the auras of the demons and enemies. But uh if for whatever reason, yeah, you need to have that map completely fleshed out in your mind, like that's just not gonna happen in this movie.
No, you're
Hmm.
not getting all the road poneglyphs in this movie,
Uh-uh.
and it ain't happening.
Yeah.
For those of you who are not One Piece fans, that's a One Piece reference.
Yeah.
Not gonna get into that. But
Hmm. And the characters that aren't
yeah.
really in the fights don't necessarily, yeah, they're more or less in transit the whole movie. So that may be a little bit of a frustration for you. Like if
Yeah.
Giyu is like your favorite guy, um, or yeah, the Snake Hashira, the Love Hashira, um, you know, yeah, you're gonna wait to the next movie. The battles are with was it Kocho, Kanao against number two. It's like we mentioned, Zenitsu against his senpai Kaigaku. and then Tanjiro and Giyu against Akaza. Everyone else, I think we kind of already alluded to. Everyone else is either having like a quick moment where they're fighting lesser demons, or they're just more or less in transit the entire movie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Listen, if Apple was more open to cross promotions with third parties, this would have been like the Infinity Castle, close your Apple Watch rings. Because everyone's just running. They're either
Yeah.
fighting little minions, little henchmen, nothing
Hmm.
cannon fodder, or they're just constantly running.
Yeah.
Which, if you allow it, will frustrate you because like nobody really knows where they're going.
No.
Nobody's been
No.
to this Infinity Castle. They're all just
Mm-mm.
running in random directions, hoping to either to run into each other or to
Mhm.
find Muzan.
Mhm.
And why would Muzan just be out and about to be found like that? Why would he do that? He would be in the most secluded, faraway place, obviously. But everyone's just running, running, endless stamina. This is cardio, baby, cardio.
Oh, yeah.
This is Demon Slayer cardio castle, baby. Like this is what it is.
Uh-huh.
So if you're just cool with people just running, and then like getting exposition dumps from crows that are flying, giving them updates, if that's gonna take you out of the movie, then it's just this ain't the movie for you.
I think they keep it to a decent
To a
minimum.
minimum, yeah. I
It
think they
doesn't it
keep it.
doesn't
I'm about to
overstay its
say,
welcome.
yeah. The crows just communicate what needs to be communicated. So the major shareholders in this conflict, the Hashira and Tanjiro, they know what's going on. They know that one of their comrades has fallen in battle,
Mhm.
and so uh, yeah. I mean, obviously that's relevant information. That was because she was a pretty significant character in the what the four seasons. I don't know what season she appeared. Probably like the second season. Definitely by the third. She was definitely one of the major characters, and she had moments. And you even see one of the moments with Tanjiro, the main character,
Mhm.
as he's reminiscing. And yeah, so there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah. If
Uh,
Nezuko is your favorite character in the whole series, you're not getting a lot with her. I'm just gonna be honest. She's being protected by Uzui and Rengoku's father. Um,
yeah, man,
you know.
dude, the Tempur-Pedic futon mat crossover promotion with Nezuko would have been fierce. But yeah, I mean, she's sleeping. She's taking medication to restore
Yeah.
her back to full humanity. The masked swords, the guy that trained Tanjiro, the masked
Mhm.
man,
Yeah.
he's there, watching her, and he gives some, he's like, he kind of does this philosophical exposition dump where he kind of talks about how Tanjiro and Nezuko have entered into this conflict, and basically like they're the gears of like change because now they are cogs in the wheel, and they show you this, right?
Yeah.
That it's instigating
Mhm.
change or transformation,
Yeah.
a final resolution to this conflict.
Yeah, Kibutsuji's been a problem for what, like 1,000 years or something like that, along with
Yeah,
all the demons, and with them entering the picture, it's like it's gotten the machine fully going again, heading towards the
right,
conclusion.
right. So he kind of shares that as he's watching over Nezuko who's sleeping. That's all she does in this movie. She sleeps. Again, they set things up that are going to be hopefully, presumably, rewarded in the second and third installments. So,
Mhm. So with
uh,
what we got, the first battle, Pocho versus upper rank number two Doma. What are your thoughts on that conflict?
number two, Doma, is that the flower fan guy?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That was a good fight. It was interesting. I like, she puts her sword back into the sheath and she kind of and like,
Mm-hmm.
like switches up the poison. I don't know how that works, the
Changes the
mechanism of
poison.
that, but it's cool. I
No,
don't
it's
care.
no
It's
way.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Uh-huh.
Um, so yeah, that's interesting. And she put up a fantastic fight for
Man,
what it's worth. And man, she
it
died to the same demon that bodied her sister.
was so painful, man. I remember,
Yeah,
so I read the manga a while ago and I had forgotten that moment. So when she gets defeated, it's like, oh, dang, like, yeah.
no redemption. No
She
redemption for the
missed.
dead on this one. Now, was anybody
Maybe.
romantically connected with her? Was anybody romantically interested in her? Any of the other Hashira?
Uh, dude, I don't even remember. Yeah.
Because that's gonna be like the first person up to like find out and
Hmm.
then avenge her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall seeing any of that, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
feel like
Romance is not a priority in this anime overall.
no, 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 no.
Just, you know.
I feel like the angry guy whose brother was looking from the brother who shoots the gun, who seems to have like endless ammunition, but whatever. Um, the psychopath Hashira. Um, I get the feeling that he's going to be the one that takes that guy out. I could be wrong. I haven't read the manga, so I don't know who takes out who.
Mhm.
I decided not to read the manga. I just wanted to kind of see it in in movie form. I
Yeah.
figured I would enjoy it that way. Um, I enjoyed the manga, but I'm not the biggest fan of the art style. I think it looks better as an anime, so I just prefer to watch it that way.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, because right in the movie in this first movie, he is literally just taking out like the weakest characters, and he's waiting for like a strong opponent. And his brother's like running around trying to find him. You know, it's like it's whatever. So again, you know what happens, Josiah, because you already read the manga. I don't know what happens, and so I'm curious to see how it plays out. I may or may not decide to go back into the manga and read it. I don't know. We'll see.
Look, if you want to,
Listen,
but we don't know if we're getting a movie every year or every 2 years. So it's possible we'll be waiting 4 years for the conclusion
see,
of the story.
oh man, oh, see, I'm hoping that it's like every 3 months because they've been working on like, I'm hoping that they're treating it like one giant movie and they're just giving us like the installments.
There's no way.
I'm hoping
There's
it's
no
not
way.
like a Spider Verse thing. There's, oh man, I hope we don't have to wait a year.
I mean, like I was saying, they've more or less animated a whole season for this. And so last season was just what, a couple years ago? There's no way they've animated 3 seasons worth in that time frame at this level of animation.
Don't don't
So I'm
don't don't
sorry, brother.
don't
Like,
say that. Don't tell me that. Oh,
yeah, that's why we gotta enjoy like what we have right now.
yeah. Okay, so what was your
So
favorite part of the movie?
one half second here. We got Tengen Uzui himself saying it was a good sacrifice though, and I was talking about Kocho, I believe, against number two Doma.
Yeah,
Man, that's it's an intense
it was a good
sacrifice
fight.
for sure. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
Dude, I was yeah, she had some moments throughout the fight. I mean, the flashbacks just like deepen your emotional connection to what's happening. You want to wanting her to win that much more. There's some like shreds of openings to like, oh man, she's pulling out a new technique that's faster than ever, and then but she still winds up taking damage. Man, her sacrifice. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Kanao and if Kocho has set her up for success in any way, shape, or form. Um, Incredible.
yeah.
Thank you, Uzui, and keep keeping watch over Nezuko in the meantime.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I think it's like we have some little nitpicks on like pacing or whatever, the length of certain flashbacks, but I had a whole lot of fun watching this movie.
Hmm.
And so, like, okay, I think the length of the flashback was my biggest critique. I don't
Okay.
really have a whole lot because it didn't commit the cardinal sin that I was afraid of, which was like just
Hmm.
recapping.
Hmm. Hmm.
We got 2.5 hours of content.
Yeah.
Content. So I'm
Hmm.
happy about that. I'm eating off
Yeah.
of that, right?
And same. Every time. So I do have a moment when the flashback starts after you're in the high of the actual action, being like, "Oh man, flashback." But you know, a third halfway into the flashbacks, they always win me over.
Yeah.
And with
So
and I don't know if you want to say any more about yeah. Let's go to Zenitsu Akasama and yeah, his fight, including his flashback with his upper rank senior Kaigaku. And then
yeah.
we also get some moments with their mentor.
Oh, you know what? That actually was a really good scene.
Hmm.
where Zenitsu is looking
Jigoro.
out in the distance and he sees his mentor
I think essentially he's
and
dying. And that's not a flashback. I think he's like almost dying at that moment, and he's seeing
yeah,
his mentor on the other side.
yeah, he might. I didn't think about it that way. I just thought about he was like he passed out and was having a vision or hallucination, whatever you want to call it. It was kind of his like about the board the ship on the river Styx kind of moment,
Yeah,
but not quite there.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
look
yeah.
into the light. What did his master? He said what he said was really like poignant. It was like you're everything I dreamed of. You're like you're
Exactly.
my you're my pride and
Hmm.
joy, basically.
Yep. Yep.
And it's like, oh, and first of all, I like the character design of of their master. I really like the
Jigoro.
character design.
Yeah.
And so,
He's like the classic, Japanese, kind, innocent looking older person that's like shrunken down to half the size of what they used to be.
he's like chibi, yeah, he's like the chibi version of himself. So I like
Yeah.
that. And I like okay, so my biggest complaint about Zenitsu as a character is that he's a
Hmm.
whiny little,
Mm.
something or other.
Hmm.
I'm keeping it clean for the kids.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but there was none of that in this movie.
Dude.
He was like bang bang da-doom,
That's how you
da-doom.
know
He was
this
like,
movie's not messing around.
yeah.
Zenitsu's
He
got
he just had that
none of that.
he just had that clean, like, I stand on business, I stand on integrity, I stand on
Hmm.
honesty, energy,
Hmm.
the whole movie. He
Yep.
wasn't whining, flailing around like he did in like all the seasons that
Mhm.
made me not like him as a character.
Yeah.
I just found him annoying.
Yeah.
He's crushing on Nezuko, which is fine, but it's like, I don't know.
Hmm.
I wasn't a big fan of his character.
Actually, knowing where he comes from in that last episode of the previous season, and then seeing him in here is super dope because we last saw him on top of the stone he was supposed to move during his training, and
Yeah.
he hadn't moved it, and basically Tanjiro and Inosuke had, and they're about to go, and he's like, "No, I'm not leaving. I need to do this." And then, I mean, he's like looking all battle worn and everything while he's sitting on top of that boulder. But when we get to him falling in the castle, because we don't actually see him fall into his trapdoor, we just see him enter. He's in his regular clothes. He's like healed up, so he overcame that boulder, and that like he's at a different level when he drops into the castle.
And the way he's dropping, like he's just like
Mm-hmm.
he's just
Yeah.
free falling. But he's like
Yeah.
he's a man on a mission. Like he's looking for
Mm-hmm.
one particular person
Yep.
and he finds his mark, right?
Oh man,
So
yeah.
I'm like, all right, he's falling. He's not afraid of the fall. He's in free falling. He's just trying to find who he's trying to find. All right, let's go.
That's
Let's
actually
go.
another strength of this movie, and kind of what happens with this ending to the story overall. Uh, it kind of gets to it, like even before at the end of the last season, when we have who was it? The Wind Hashira like walking around, and then he discovers the eye, and that like the demons are there all of a sudden. Like
Yeah.
you think things are.
Kind of. I mean, he might have been able to water breathe his way to safety. He might have been able to. Probably in a pinch would have been able to, one way or the other.
I mean, the
But
writers could have made it happen, but I think they wanted to show at the beginning of the movie that there's still room for him to grow. In
yeah,
this last like chapter, even in
right.
this last movie, I think they want to show that there's still room for him to grow.
Right. So, which is interesting because Akaza basically says you're basically at the level of a Hashira. He says that later on in the movie.
Hmm.
But yeah, I really like the flashback or the vision of Zenitsu seeing his master. I really like
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
Um, if I was going to be a Hashira of any Ford, I'd be lightning because it's just like we talked about this last week
Uh-huh.
on
Hmm.
what was the movie we reviewed?
It was another Demon Slayer movie. It
What was it
was
called?
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh yeah, we were saying like basically speed breaks any kind of character in
Yeah,
any kind of world that you build.
yeah.
And so I'm all about speed. Like I'd rather be Flash than Superman. All that. So I was saying that.
Hmm.
And yeah, Zenitsu's like really fast. He's like really
Hmm.
fast. And so he shows himself to be like really fast. And that's pretty much all I really wanted to see. I don't think this quite gets to the moment where you first see him fighting that spider demon in like maybe the first or second season.
Mm.
He's like, he doesn't do anything quite like that. He kind of
He
does.
does. He
He
does it once.
does.
He does it once. So there's a
Yeah,
like he
his like
does the
finisher
first
move.
form like basic a couple times, and then he does like the 8 times first form at least
Yeah,
once, and then his senpai's like, nah, you're too slow, you're just coming straight at me. And
techniques, right? And the lightning techniques. But then he actually came up with a seventh one. So he only knows the first one and the seventh one that he came up with, right? Is that what it was?
yeah. Hmm.
You know?
You
And
got it right,
so,
celebration.
yeah. So I actually like that he came up with his own. It's very like Naruto-esque, right? Like Naruto found a way to make the Rasengan, you know,
Hmm.
make his own version of the Rasengan, the Shuriken Rasengan, the Wind Shuriken, whatever. And he had to figure out, how do you, all that stuff. And this feels
Yeah,
like Zenitsu's version of that.
I like it. I'm
And
actually a
so,
little 50-50 on it, on him coming up with his own technique. I think it's like it is satisfying for the character. At the same time, I'm like, I think of that what was it? What Bruce Lee quote or whatever, like, what was he saying? Something like, don't be afraid of the guy who does 1,000, techniques once or whatever. Be afraid of the guy who does like the same technique 1,000 times.
yeah, don't be
Um,
afraid of a guy who knows 1,000 kicks. Be afraid of the guy that knows one kick and has done it 1,000 times.
and so this character is that, embodied. And so part of me wanted him to like to just use that first technique to overcome it no matter what. Um
And it's interesting because the senpai, he never actually mastered
exactly.
the first form, which is the basis of the entire lightning form, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Which is why he couldn't be the singular disciple successor,
Mhm.
and that's why they had two of them. Zenitsu became the second one, right? And so, um, uh,
You
um,
love this character so much. Yeah.
yeah. So I thought that was like an interesting kind of like interesting dynamic, And so it's totally stands to reason that Zenitsu would be able to overpower him and eventually defeat him, which he did.
Yeah.
And now he's kind of knocking on death's door himself. Um, yeah. So I enjoy that, and I enjoyed it because you had Tomoya's assistant, the demon medicine woman's assistant, basically who's the one who saved him, and like he doesn't really fight himself, right?
Yeah,
It was like
Yushido is he may have. I forgot. It's been a while that I've said
it
it.
was like
Yeah.
the fellow classmen
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
they were kind of like holding carrying their own weight, fighting lesser
Mhm.
demons, but like defending folks when they needed to be defended. So I actually really
Mhm.
like that. It
Mhm.
made them relevant and useful,
Yeah.
and they didn't have to do it that way.
Oh, you're talking
Um,
about the lower class demon slayers?
yeah, like
Yeah,
the
that was
lower,
actually that was cool too. Giving them
yeah,
their moments to have some flowers. Yeah.
yeah, and not just making them cannon fodder on the other side too. Watching
Yeah.
them just get devoured or get hacked up.
Hmm.
Okay,
The big one.
Josiah. Well, let me phrase it. Let me frame it this way. What was your favorite part or your favorite scene? What was your favorite part of this movie?
Overall favorite part. I mean, yeah, ZD2's last attack there was super dope, but I think it comes down to I think the author did a fantastic job of concluding Akaza's storyline. So dope. Like you have the right after the flashback and you see that he's been beheaded, but his willpower is forcing him to basically evolve into like, yeah, what Kibutsuji is able to do, be beheaded but then regenerate. The fact that more or less, if Tanjiro, and this is correct, the main character is having such an effect on the world. If Tanjiro doesn't remind him of his past, Tanjiro and Giyu were done for.
Done.
Absolutely Finished.
Okay, I'm not exactly sure how I feel about like, okay, we cut his head off and it was this big thing. Oh, but he's still alive. I'm like, it's kind of a butt pull to me, a little bit.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, but it serves the greater purpose of like this flashback.
Yeah. And
Uh,
okay, there could be a little more setup, I guess. At the very least, I think wasn't there a demon earlier that survived without his head? And for sure,
yeah, it was the
um,
guy. He was running into sunlight, and they cut his head off, and he was a little tiny version they had to kill.
yeah.
The little tiny version was hiding in the larger body.
Oh yeah, but he was yeah, that's right. He was doing it through an ability. No,
He
and
was like
then
a
I guess
mid-level demon.
yeah, and then but then of course we get with Muzan. He gets his head like completely taken off at the end of the last episode of the previous season by Giyu, and then he's the one that discovers like, and he yells it out to the other Hashira like, taking his head off doesn't destroy him. So at the very least they've set up that like the highest ranked character, the guy that has just created all the other demons, can have his head cut off and survive. So there's it's not completely out of nowhere, but the fact that he's number 3 and he's developing that ability is maybe a little bit of a surprise to the viewer.
Yeah, so I was expecting something like that. Oh, you gotta take
Actually,
off his toenail,
before that,
or
before
something like
he
that.
he regenerates his head, he does the even doper thing of like he grabs his separated head and like slams it back on top of his neck.
Yeah,
Yeah, uh-huh.
that was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was actually pretty cool.
And then Gyu
Um,
throws his sword and
Throws his
knocks the
blade
head
and
off again. Yeah.
yeah, impales
So
impales his head.
so yeah, most impactful coolest moment for me is definitely when Akaza headless. Oh well, his head's almost grown back completely. Uses his ultimate ability that he used against Rengoku, but we see that he turns it on himself to destroy himself.
Mm.
Yeah, super anime, super satisfying to see him taking control of his own existence. Yeah,
Okay, so that's your favorite scene or your favorite part?
I think that was my favorite moment.
Okay. You know what
How
my
about you,
favorite
man?
part was? Hang on. You know what my favorite part was? Let's see.
You got to frame yourself right.
My favorite part, it's a combination of things. Okay,
Mm.
so like I'm all about if I like a story, I'm super listen, you guys, I'm not a complicated man and I'm super type A. I'm straightforward, I'm square between the eyes. If I like Demon Slayer, it's because I like and am invested in the story of Tanjiro, our main character, our protagonist, our principal protagonist.
Mhm.
If I don't like that character, like why am I even watching it?
That's fair.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Uh huh.
I like Naruto because I like Naruto Uzumaki. I like One Piece because I'm super invested in Monkey D. Luffy specifically. He's my favorite character. I'm the type of person like if the main character is not your favorite character, I don't even know why you're watching it. I don't get it. It's weird to me. I don't understand. But you know, people like who they like, and that's fine. So going into this, as I explain my favorite part of this is like, all right, Tanjiro has some big battles coming up.
Actually, we get a
He has
fifth flashback. Sorry, with Tanjiro. Yeah, yeah, and his dad.
yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. Hang on, let me get to that in a second. Hang on.
Uh huh.
Yeah. Okay, so what really got me into it was you see Tomioka and Tanjiro running and then Akaza shows up. And Akaza goes right in for Tanjiro. And it's that whole slow motion thing. And he goes in and then Tanjiro because he's figuring things out, right?
Hmm.
This is a lot like Blue Lock, the main character in Blue Lock.
Hmm.
He's like the way they symbolize it in Blue Lock is like the puzzle, all the puzzle pieces are flying, and then they start coming together, right? And he's figuring things out in real time.
Hmm.
Um, I love that stuff. That is like pure shonen gold. It is just an established like this is how the main character figures things out in real time, and he's like putting it all together in his own special way. I
Hmm.
geek out on that stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love it.
yeah. A beautiful
And you get
mind
a
moment, you
whole
know.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You get a
Goodwill
whole
Hunting
lot of that.
time.
You get a whole lot of that with Tanjiro in this movie.
You do.
And just that scene where it's like he's not scared of Akaza. He should be. He should be terrified of this character. This
Mhm.
character took out Rengoku, right? And a much weaker version. Hang on. And a much weaker version of Tanjiro would have been snatched out like that. Dang it, I missed it. I timed it wrong. Anyway, let's just do it one more time.
I appreciate the attempt. Yeah, let's do
I
it
can't.
again.
I can't. A much weaker version would have just been snatched out. Close enough.
It's close, yeah.
But like he's like alert and ready to go. Like he doesn't necessarily believe that he's stronger than Akaza. He has every reason to believe or to understand that he is not. And to as heavily rely on Tomioka as possible. But in that
Mhm,
moment, he's like he does the whole backflip thing. And then at a certain point, Tomioka gets blasted back, right?
mhm,
He gets knocked back, and it's just Tanjiro and Akaza, and they're going back and forth. And Tanjiro and Akaza's like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah." And then Tanjiro he's in the room with the pillars, and he's just got to dodge and figure things out. I geek out on scenes like that. Oh my gosh,
Oh, yeah.
he's got to think about it, and he's got
Yep,
to dodge.
yep.
And there's a real sense of gravity and weight to these
Mhm,
attacks.
mhm.
Like if any one of these attacks lands, he is a goner. He is
Okay.
done. He is
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
recovering. And so the stakes are super high.
They
And he's
are.
like trying to figure out how to dodge, how to block, how to attack. He's got his fire breathing thing, and he's trying to attack, and he's like trying to figure things out.
What'd you
And
think of
then
in that his ultra instinct moment of dodging
yes,
the
Ultra
back
Instinct.
fist?
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the way it was executed, I thought it was amazing.
Mhm.
Right. And he's trying to figure things out. And then um Tomioka comes out and he returns and he starts fighting and he's fighting like crazy too. And that's super dope.
Mhm.
That's like the best implementation that we've seen thus far of like water breathing and what it really looks like and what it's really capable of.
Mhm.
Right.
This fight is essentially the Dragon Ball Z fight of the series
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
because they even say multiple times during the fight that they're leveling up. Q's like basically saying like I've awakened, like I've my abilities have increased during this fight, and then Akaza does the same, and then we got our main character, he winds up doing the same. He goes into the transparent world, and you get your classic shonen humor moment where he's approaching Akaza from behind, and
Oh
Akaza
yeah.
doesn't sense him at all. Hmm.
But then he announces it.
He
He
yells
he
out,
pulls a
"Yep,
Monkey D. Luffy.
he
He pulls a
does."
Goku, right? He
Hundred
pulls a
percent.
Naruto, right?
Yep, yep.
And I actually really respect that because for him to just kind of sneak up and get him would be contrary to Tanjiro's character. He's the type of guy that wants to face you head on. He'll
Yep.
headbutt you. He wants to beat you fair and square,
Hmm.
right? And so I actually like that scene in particular.
Which
I thought
which
I was going to be
which he
annoyed by it,
did.
but I actually, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Which
exactly. He actually
Akaza
does.
admits, upside
He
down,
flips
the
upside down
flame
and
slash.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so then he basically gets his like I don't know his Sharingan, his Byakugan, his
Yeah,
Rinnegan.
his fifth
He gets
gear.
his fifth gear. He gets his power up right,
Yep.
and that's after a really dope flashback with him and his pops. And his pops bodies this bear. Done,
Yep.
bro.
Hmm.
He Oh gosh, he low diffs a grizzly bear. Gosh, oh gosh. You know what? You know what? This has been another episode of the Super Cinema Bros podcast.
All right, we'll
I,
see you guys. We're out.
yeah,
We've used up
yeah,
all of the
yeah.
credit that we can with the younger generation. We're out of here.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. We're done. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, but yeah, and like just his dad talking about like the struggles of learning this form, and it's the whole thing. This is a common trope the kind of the art of subtracting unnecessary movements. There was a really dope samurai manga that never became an anime for some reason called Gamaran, where part of the training arc for the main character is the guy that's training him puts like acupuncture needles in all of his muscles so that if they move in a way that's not completely efficient and optimized, it's gonna like it's gonna it's gonna hurt them. This is like a version of that, right?
Hmm.
And again, there are other anime that have approached this type of idea in slightly different ways. You only do that which is necessary in terms of movement.
Yeah.
Um, Even Goku when he landed on planet Namek, right? There's that scene where Burger and Jace are like, "Da, da, 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 da," and he's just standing there, and it looks like he's just like the beams are like going straight through him, and you realize he was just doing what was necessary.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
Post flashback Luffy when they're about to board the ship, right? The guy shoots him. He's holding his bag. He's like, he just moves like the pacifista shoots him. He just like
Hmm.
just does what's necessary to move out of the way. It's that thing, right?
It is.
I love that thing. I love
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
You guys, I geek out on this stuff. I love it.
Hmm. Hmm.
He does like all of this stuff is done, right? He's doing
Hmm.
the whole Shikamaru thing. He's like trying to think, okay, he has a whole flashback with Inosuke, right? About
Hmm.
like what part are you looking at? Oh, you're looking at my upper back. Oh wow, how did you know that? Like he's piecing things together, right?
Hmm.
And then he basically goes his own ultra instinct, right?
Yeah.
And then he fights. And then as is common, after you reach a new power up, then your body just completely gives out and you pass out, right? Are they gonna survive? Dot 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 womp womp womp. That whole thing. And the end of the movie is very much that, right? The crows come are just kind of keeping track of them, and oh yeah, they're out. Someone's gonna have to like revive them, basically.
Yeah. I think Tanjiro going into the transparent world though is, I mean, it's a power jump for sure. It's
Yeah.
being led up to, but I think the series does an okay job of rationalizing it in that he, understandably, as the main character, is the only one that's really giving any of the demons a chance or consideration of them being more than just purely evil beings. So his ability to like erase killing intent, and kind of like enter that transparent world, I think makes some sense. Yeah, potentially even more sense than like Goku's Ultra Instinct, to be honest. But it's fine. Two things before we move on that I thought were super dope during this fight that I wind up finding that I find satisfying in storytelling and fights and stuff, especially, are when you think a character has just like got, but then something happened in which they didn't. One, Giyu goes to slash Akaza, and we
Yeah.
we find that his sword is broken, and so they show that Akaza's like upped his speed to the point where he hits the blade from the side and breaks it in
Yeah. And
half.
yeah.
Hmm. And then the second thing that I think is executed really well, even in the like cinematography and the way that it's shot and like cut, when Tanjiro rescues Giyu from getting a full fist in the torso, and then we see that Tanjiro cuts off the arm like right before the fist happens, but it looks like the fist goes in, but it's really the arms being cut off and the blood from the stump that's splattering on Giyu.
That's
Oh,
not his blood.
it's not as
Yeah.
yeah, incredibly cool, incredibly cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think yeah, that's what we'll say regarding this fight. Yeah, what do you want to go on to next before we wrap things up here?
Yeah. Again, I have not read the manga, so I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm kind of tempted to read it. Th- If this movie's not coming out for a whole year, I'm gonna read the manga because I'm curious
Yeah.
um, how this gets resolved. And I don't want to have to wait a whole year to watch another 2.5 hour movie. I'm down to watch it when it happens.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah,
Brother
I am.
Tengen Uzui. Hopefully, the next film you get your fight scenes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So everything that this film is leading up to
Mhm.
and is like foreshadowing. So Tanjiro's gonna heal up. He's gonna be ready for another bigger battle, and now he's got this real power up that allowed him to prevail over was it what they call the top three or what did they call the
Upper rank.
upper
Um,
rank?
yeah.
Since so now like Tanjiro is Hashira level at a young age. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
He has leveled up tremendously, and so I'm looking forward to seeing the fruits of that.
I don't remember, but what would you feel about them taking away that ability?
I don't know.
if
We'll see. I don't know.
if it happens, it happens. I don't know. I don't know. I
Right.
don't remember.
Is that one demon? Is it like the number one demon under Muzan? Is that this could be a huge spoiler? Is that Tanjiro's like grandfather or whatever?
Hmm.
Kind of looks like him, but he has like
Hmm.
all those demon eyes. He's
But
clearly like he's clearly
yeah.
the number two. He's clearly the highest upper rank,
Hmm.
just under Muzan.
I don't actually remember, but I don't. Yeah, I don't feel like throwing out a guess in case I'm pulling from my memory without trying to.
Yeah, God knows he's gonna have like a 45-minute backstory. The way these
Hmm.
things are trending.
Hmm. Hmm.
These movies are going full Scorsese,
So
right?
yeah, I guess since we're there, yeah, this movie was amazing. Yeah, continue your hopes for the next two films.
Yeah. Wait, say it again. Was that I'm sorry, was that a statement or a question? I didn't
Oh
say it
no,
one more
just like
time.
yeah, I guess it's a statement. I'm just telling you to continue your hopes and thoughts for
Oh
what you want in
yeah.
the next two movies.
Yes, I'm very happy with this movie. Um the stakes feel real and high. And if you watched all four seasons of the anime, the stakes are earned, and the the fan service moments. Is fan service only a sexual thing, or is fan service like when
I think it's
the
predominantly.
sakuga, like the really good animated scenes, the big power moves, like
I would kind
the
of put that a little bit in a version of fan service, but I think typically people are just referring to etchy
like
kind of stuff.
TNA. Yeah,
Hmm.
etchy stuff. Okay, so like, there's no etchy stuff in this. That's. Let me use a different word. The big moments of payoff, like the big finisher moves, the big explosive moves, the big battles are super satisfying in this movie. Um, the animators really put their foots in it. They really put their elbows in it, and it shows. You know, there's when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, there is some CG, but I feel like it's really toned down. I really feel like they really flourish with the 2D animation. For some people, that's really, really important.
Hmm.
Ultimately, I just want it to look good, whether it's 3D,
Yeah,
2D,
yeah, yeah.
CG, whatever. I want it to look good.
They combine it pretty well. I think yeah. The one thing
I,
that it is anime. If you're looking for like real impressive like squash and stretch uh type of animation, I mean it's there, but it's not like the focus of the film. Like I think overall it tries to keep these characters and their proportions more or less like the way they should be.
yeah, this isn't the Gear 5 Luffy episode of One Piece. Like this
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
not that. It's not even
Hmm.
trying to be that.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
Yeah,
that episode of One Piece was trying to be an episode of Tom and Jerry. Like that's clearly
basically.
what he's going for.
Yeah, yeah.
And so no, this movie is not implementing those kinds of physics at all. Movement physics, whatever. You like the movement, and I think it does the physics really, really well.
Hmm.
Again, there at the beginning, I just like it really the impression that like they are falling, they are in free fall, and they all gotta
Yeah.
find a way to break their fall and not die in the process. And I can only imagine like how much easier that is in manga, right? Because like you're looking at static pages and you can just show them moving. But man, to see Tanjiro fall, and he's like, I don't know how I'm gonna stop myself. I don't know how I'm gonna make this work and have to be rescued. Um, and to see the other ones just kind of like using each other to like spin and like they got to figure it out somehow. And so I really like that. I was like, okay, um,
Mhm.
they're not being cut any kind of slack in this scenario, and
Which we
so
do
to me that raised
also
the
get
stakes.
a shot, at least one shot of the demon that's controlling the castle. So that's pretty cool. Well,
Oh, you
we
mean the
have
one
we
like
have that.
ding ding?
Hmm.
Yeah,
We have that to look forward to in the next film.
bro.
Um,
If this was like halfway to like Attack on Titan, half of the characters and the ones you most love would have fallen and died on impact.
uh-huh. Yeah,
Like
yeah. Uh-huh.
if this was what's that
50% of the
what's that
cast
one?
would have been gone at least. Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, what's the name of that one? Shoot, it's the one anime about the Vikings.
Saga or Vinland Saga?
Vinland Saga. Yeah, if this was Vinland Saga. Oh yeah, some of these characters are getting splattered. Like it's gonna be bloody.
So sad.
But
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm wondering how like those lower ranked samurai, how did they even like survive that fall? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know that they were pulled in like that. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe
I
not.
mean,
Maybe they jumped in afterwards.
it's yeah. It's I mean, at the very least, we only really saw the Hashira get pulled in that regard. So they may have entered in another
Sure.
way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But again, Zenitsu just goes, just kind of flying, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
like he's just falling. He's just so determined to find his mark, you know. Like I don't know. I really I enjoyed that. Like uh, I guess the kids are calling it aura farming or whatever. Like,
Hmm. Hmm.
well, it was dope. It was dope. And
Yeah, he
so,
is. He is.
yeah, um,
In some ways,
yeah.
uh, it may be. I don't know. I feel like it may be difficult to top this movie. Even with the next two, even with concluding the story, that's always a challenge
If they can just
to
keep
wrap
it
something
at the
up.
same level, if they can just Spider Verse this, right? At least the
Mm,
first two Spider Verse movies.
mm-hmm.
Um, I don't. I'm not exactly sure which. I mean, I'm not exactly sure which matchups, which fights are coming, and so I don't know exactly. You know, I get the
Mm-hmm.
feeling again because I haven't read it. I'm guessing, and those of you who have already read the manga, you're gonna know if I'm right or wrong. But the crazy guy with the white hair,
Oh
I'm
man,
guessing he's gonna
yes.
fight. I'm guessing he's gonna fight the metal fan guy. To me, that seems
Maybe.
like a I'm a psychopath. I'm angry, and I'm dainty and refined, and it's gonna be like a good clashing of those two. That's just how I'm feeling.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't. Again, I don't know. That's what I would like to see. It would be a cool pairing, but really, if the guy with the
Giyu.
big
Yeah.
ball and chain, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if he fights that dude, I'd be
Not
cool with that
Giyu.
too.
Sorry. My bad, I'll find
He
it.
J he Majima or something.
No. No.
Yeah, if he fought the fan dude, um, if he fought the number two guy, I would be cool with that too. If the two of them teamed up to fight, oh, I'd be super stoked. Um, in fact, that might be more. I mean, again, I don't even want
Yome.
to
Yeah.
speculate on this.
Himijime. Himijima.
Himejime, yeah. I don't even want to speculate on this because I can just go and read it. Now I'm just like head canoning it,
That's fun. That's a
right?
fun place to be, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna end up reading it.
Mm-hmm.
My curiosity is now like peaked.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this movie.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
good anime movie.
Yeah.
This is a satisfying watch. I mean, again, that long Akaza flashback, it's still a good flashback. It's an
Mm-hmm.
emotionally resonant flashback.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you really understand why this guy got here. And yeah, again, I didn't connect Mugen Train a whole lot, other than the fact, oh yeah, I remember him from that movie. But like, if you just, I mean, this guy took out Rengoku. This guy, you know, this guy's a big deal. And if we're in the business of doing backstories for
Mm-hmm.
mid-level characters, then this guy's got to get a good, he's got to get a flashback.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
fact, I think the third movie might just be flashbacks. It might be nothing but flashbacks. You know,
I don't know, man.
flashbacks
They're using them up.
for the number one guy,
Well,
Flashbacks. We already got the number two flashback, so like we can
yeah.
get him out the paint. And
Hmm.
who's the other one? Is it the guy that's creating the castle? Is he the
Yeah, yeah, that's potential. There's the potential for, Muzan Kibutsuji himself. There's a potential. I don't remember how many of the other upper ranks are left. Maybe that's all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
maybe
It's well,
my
even the Hashira to some degree, we might get more from them. I would think there's a small possibility. Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, I'm probably gonna end up I'm probably gonna read it because I know and I don't want to wait that long to find out what happens.
that's how good this movie fit is. And actually, let me know what you guys think. If any of you have watched this film without like reading or watching any of the other parts of Demon Slayer, any of the other four seasons, I like Mugen Train. I kind of think that the movie you think sets things up plainly enough that you could watch this film without having seen any of it. Now you're not going to have the same level of like emotional connection, but I think it makes enough sense that one could watch this movie without having seen anything else. Get some
Yeah,
dope action scenes and everything.
you could definitely watch this movie in a vacuum and still come away enjoying it because it's just an enjoyable movie. There's a lot of stuff that's enjoyable. And yeah, I recommend going to see this in the theaters. This needs to be supported.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
this is an easy recommendation. Um, it's long enough to feel like your purchase price is worth it. You know, it's not like a 90-minute movie or whatever, and it's not a recap movie. This is like a whole full movie. Movie. Go see it in theaters. IMAX it. Um, yeah, have fun. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I polished off a whole bag of Swedish fish. I was starving, bro.
During the film, yeah, well,
And I don't know if
I'm
anybody else
sorry to say
in the
I didn't
world.
have any snacks when I watched this movie. I probably should have,
Oh
but
man.
I had water at least. I kept
Yeah, I had a
myself
cup of
alive.
water. That those janky IMAX theater steps caused me to spill. Whatever. Is anybody else like me where it's like you're going into a theater and this is the least opportune time to start coughing? So of course you got to start coughing. Like this kind of psychosomatic experience, this phenomenon. So I came with a bag of Swedish fish and a bag of Ricola breath mint. I was just doing that and sipping the water.
Okay, yeah, you're
Just
prepared. That's good.
just I came prepared. Yeah, for sure. Um, and so yeah, man, go see it. It's fun. I I think I actually think I had more fun watching this than Mugen Train. I this might be a better move. This is on par with Mugen Train for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but it's like the all-star lineup of people that you want to see fight. And you didn't see all of them fight, right? Or have major battles just yet, but you know that this is the first installment of a trilogy. So like anything that you don't see, you say, okay, yeah, well, I know I'm going to see it later. So I'm not really tripping about it. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, yeah. I think that's all I got for this movie as far as like, yeah, go see it. It's a lot of fun. It's a great movie. Um, Flashbacks notwithstanding. Again, if you don't like flashbacks, then you don't like Demon Slayer to begin with. You'd have already checked out on season 2 or whatever. So yeah, man. If you're already down for what Demon Slayer has, if you're already picking up what Demon Slayer's putting down, then you don't want to miss this. And you definitely want to see this IMAX if possible, if available in your area, in your region or territory.
Yep.
Go see it.
Yeah.
This is fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of rewarding moments, and it's just fun. And it sets up the things that are going to happen further down the line. So
Look, if you
check
got to
it
go back
out.
and watch the rest of the season afterwards, if it's holding you back not to watch this because you didn't watch everything else, like don't miss the opportunity to see this in theaters. I would say, like, go back, rewatch the movie again afterwards. You're gonna be happy to have witnessed in theaters. If
Yeah,
you're an
you
anime
can
fan,
watch this.
especially.
You can watch this the way I watched Empire Strikes Back as a kid. Let me tell you a little story. So I was like 10 years. This is what 9 or 10 years old. It was during the 1992 Barcelona Olympics. This was during the Dream Team. Jordan, Magic, Jordan, Pippen, Magic, Larry Bird, like the Dream Team in Barcelona, Spain. And during that time, NBC, who who broadcast the Olympics as a special event, they were playing the original Star Wars trilogy. This is in 1992. 1992, about a year before Jurassic Park, right? And so my parents recorded them on VHS tapes. And what happened was, you know, I got to the scene where in Empire Strikes Back, where Luke and Vader are fighting, and at one point Luke knocks Vader down into a corridor, and he turns
Barcelona.
off his lightsaber and jumps down, and then it cuts to commercial. And then it goes straight to Return of the Jedi. I missed the last 30 minutes of Empire Strikes Back as a kid. I was thinking this is the lamest movie of the trilogy. Bro, I had to rent the video from the library to find out what happened. The everything, the Luke, I am your
Gosh.
father. Like I had to
You were
watch,
robbed, brother.
bro. I had to
Oh
watch
my
A New
gosh.
Hope, the TV version of Empire Strikes Back, minus the last 30 minutes of the film, and then Return of the Jedi, and then like piece together. Oh, I guess Vader is Luke's father. I had to piece it together, bro. This is how I watched it. This is crazy. This doesn't even make sense. This is how I watched the trilogy. So for a long time, I was not a big fan of Empire Strikes Back because it's like, oh, okay, it's boring. I didn't really care about the love story between Han and Leia. I just wasn't really into all that stuff. It just seemed like the slowest, most boring one. And I was 10 years old, so like I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I, I just I just like the first one really,
It
really.
was missing Jar Jar Binks apparently.
No, this is way before that.
No,
This
I
is
know, I know.
way before that. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I just ended up liking that. But now, obviously, Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars movie that's
Yeah,
ever been made,
yeah.
bar none.
Mhm.
Original trilogy, prequel, sequel, anything. Mandalorian, Empire Strikes Back is by far the best Star Wars output, period, in the story. I'm not entertaining any other foolish opinions to the contrary. What I'm saying is, you can watch Infinity Castle and then fill in the blanks later on by going back and watching or rewatching the previous seasons. Go see this in the theaters, have my Empire Strikes Back experience with this movie, and then figure it out afterwards. Um, Go see it. This is a movie worth seeing in the theaters. And I want to encourage Sony in this case. Okay, encourage Sony, right? Megacorp Sony.
Mm,
Um, I want to encourage them to put out more anime. This multi-billion, multinational conglomerate
yeah.
megacorp to give us another Demon Slayer movie.
Here's
But
the
yeah,
thing
I
though.
do.
It needs to be this quality. Look, it's got to be. Look, I can support things that are trying, but compared to what he was saying earlier about just like recap episodes and stuff like that, no, 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 no. Not every anime season either can just become a movie. No, 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 no. You guys need to pick and choose what can become a movie. If you're gonna take a series and take a season from that series or an arc, you guys need to be careful about what you pick and choose. Not everything is gonna
Yeah,
work this way.
I'm curious about the Chainsaw Man, the Reza arc. I didn't read that, so I just saw the anime. So I'm curious to see what that's all about. There were some banger anime trailers. There was one that's like this medieval times, time traveling something or other.
Mm.
I forget what it's called, but it was like 3D anime, which some people hate for some reason. Um, Even though all anime is going in that direction, like just keep it a whole stack. Like with AI and everything and the tools that are available that are expediting the production process, it's all going in that direction. Like make no
Oh,
mistake.
man, yeah,
There
yeah.
will
We don't
there will
have
always
time to go into
be
that mess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not saying you should like it or dislike it or whatever. I'm just saying like that's where it's going. I for one am cool with it as long as it looks good and the end byproduct is good. Whether it's 2D, whether it's 3D, or some mishmash of the two. I just want it to be good. If it's implemented well, in fact, I think like the opening scene of this movie where Himejime is walking in the graveyard, the cemetery area, I almost thought that was CG. The way it looked, I could be mistaken.
Possible there's some like this movie does a pretty good job. There's some very obvious CG elements in here, but I think it does use CG compositing of 2D animation to make things happen. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, obviously
it's
the
just a
Infinity,
tool.
yeah, the structures of the Infinity Castle itself are very clearly like CG animated, especially when they're in the background and stuff, or when they're expanding or collapsing or doing whatever. That's all very clearly CG animated, but it looks great. It doesn't take me out of the movie or anything like
Yeah,
that. In fact, I
yeah,
wasn't even thinking about that when I was watching it. I just know because I know what CG looks like.
yeah.
So,
All right,
all
guys.
right.
Well, we've spent a long time. I mean, you could have watched the first 10 minutes of this and known exactly what we thought about the film and whether to go see it or not. And hopefully you did, and hopefully you didn't get spoiled on things you didn't want to. That said, thanks for chilling with us this whole time as we just are, gushing about this film and all the different things that we liked about it. It's worth it. It earns it, in my opinion. So yeah, thanks for joining us, Austin. Let's close it out.
All right. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified on all of our future upcoming live streams.
Next Monday,
Um,
we'll be back, same time, same place. Not sure which film will be. Oh wait, I think that week we'll be covering F1.
F1.
We'll be
I,
talking about
I
F1. There may
yeah.
be a possibility of us talking about something else as well, but primarily F1. I know it's going back a little bit. This will be your week off if you really don't want to watch it, but I think it's still going to be worth to come talk about.
I've been wanting to talk about this movie. There's some things that like I want to talk about this movie. I want to talk about it. So come back, join us for that. Until then, God
I
bless
may
you.
I may give you guys a little bit of my thoughts on the new Margot Robbie film. We'll see if I check it out or not. But you gotta come over and see if I do have any thoughts on it.
Is that the
Um,
one with
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell?
hmm
Yeah, is that based on a book?
I don't know anything about this film.
Yeah, like it
Yeah,
looks kind of like a sappy, time bending
don't spoil it for me. I know
dimension.
nothing about it.
That's just what the trailer was showing me.
I,
I haven't seen it.
okay,
I just saw the same trailer.
I have not
So it
seen
just
the
looks like a
trailer
love
either.
story
Okay, yeah,
between two very conventionally attractive people that surprise they fall in love with each other.
okay. You got Austin's thoughts. I potentially give my thoughts next week. We'll see.
I
We'll
haven't seen the
see.
movie. I don't know. It could be great. I'm just saying, like, oh, what are the odds that two conventionally attractive people,
Yeah.
you know, become attracted and fall in love with each other?
Hey, hey. That's Hollywood, baby. That's what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not every time, but yeah. Look, if we're really honest about it, that's obvious when they're like the A-list character star of the movie. That's another giveaway. That's obvious, yeah. But I hope it's fun. Anyways, we will be talking about another attractive man, Brad Pitt, next week, and yeah, hopefully you catch us for that. Thanks for
Yeah.
spending time, dropping some notes. Oh yeah, Ginobili won. I think I said it earlier. Said that the Olympics were, I think, in Barcelona. Thank you for that detail. The
Barcelona,
Olympic,
Spain. Yes.
yeah, the ones that you were referring to.
Yes.
Yeah. So
All right. This has been another episode of the Super Cinema Bros podcast. We're so thankful for your viewing, and we hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful week. And until next time, God bless you. And we are out.
God bless you guys.